Hello, happy Sunday. I am your host, Georgia Girl. Today I'll be talking about domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Anything that I share on my channel today is for educational, entertainment purposes only. And if anybody would like to share their thoughts about domestic violence, if you consider yourself a victim, or you just want to share some input and you would like to come on my panel, just let me know. I also have included the 1-800 number in my description box. Just know you're not alone. I use my platform for awareness. I use my platform to be a voice for the voiceless. I will share information and I'll be willing to have an open talk about it. I hope everybody have had a good Sunday. This is the beginning of a new week. And I want to thank the Lord for giving me this day. We're truly blessed to see a new day. I want to thank the Lord for giving me this day. Hey, Miss Lady T, how are you doing? Good to see you. You want to come up and talk about domestic violence? If you want to come up, let me know. I was just going to share some information about it. And then after I talk about it a little bit, then I will let people come on the panel if that's what they want to do. October is also breast cancer awareness. I've been sharing information about breast cancer awareness. I also have some breast cancer awareness merch available. But everything in my shop is 20% off. But I would like to just read to y'all today about when was breast cancer awareness was established. You been doing all right, Miss Lady T? What you had for dinner today? What did you have for dinner today? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I had some takeouts today. I did cook a little something, but I had takeouts from yesterday. If you're coming in, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're able to share me out, share me out. Hey, Miss Hot Pink, how you doing? Today I'm sharing some information about domestic violence. If y'all know anyone that need help when it comes down to domestic violence, don't hesitate to help them or get them the 1-800 number where they can reach out and help someone. Today I'll be sharing the information about the statistics of the awareness, when it started, and why I use my platform to be a voice for others. Because there are millions of people out here dealing with domestic violence, and there are some people that are still in fear. A lot of people live in fear, and there are some reasons why they just can't just leave. You know, if you can just put in the chat, why do you think people don't leave their abusive relationship? Why do you think people won't leave? Or why do y'all think it's not easy to leave? You can put your answer in the chat. I'll read it. I mean, I cannot say what another person is feeling because I'm not in their shoes. But there are reasons why people don't leave. There's a reason why they put up with things the way they do. They have their reason until they say enough is enough. So if anybody that have experience in these things, like I said, if you want to come up and share your journey about it, how did you overcome? When did you say enough was enough? But until I can get some feedback, I will just read some of the facts about domestic violence. Like I said, this is for educational, entertainment purposes only. I have a wellness channel. I share different things when it comes down to our mind, body, and soul. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not into those things. I'm just a blogger that I share information, that I think would help me and others that is out here in the world, whether I'm talking about food, entertainment, self-care, my own wellness journey, or anything, family, or anything in that order. But other than that, I'm not here to tell no one to leave that is significant other. I'm not here to judge no one that has been through anything like this, or if they're going through anything like this today. I'm here to uplift and not tear down. And my question was, is it easy to leave? Choose faith over fear. You know, what you see on my screen right here, it said 1 of every 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. An estimate 1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. Most cases are domestic violence and never be reported to the police. Witnessing violence between one parent is the strongest risk factor of transmitting violent behavior from one generation to the next. Be aware. Let's help stop the cycle. And this right here is saying that the many people that will experience it once a year. And it seems like it's a cycle that goes on. If you in an abusive relationship and they are doing things to you, eventually it's gonna affect your children. So, I can't speak on this. I'm just a blogger. Only thing I can say, when you didn't have enough, and when it come down to your children, you got to make the right decision, because in the long run, your children are gonna be traumatized, and you will be traumatized also. So this is what I'll be talking about today. And like I said, if anybody wants to come up on the panel and share their opinions on why do people stay in those type of relationship, is it easy? And if you've been through that, was it easy for you to leave? I would love to hear some feedback. But in the meanwhile, the color purple represents domestic violence. That's why I have purple on my background and everything. October was first declared as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month in 1989. Since then, October has been a time to acknowledge domestic violence survivors and be a voice for its victims. So I'm choosing my platform to be a voice for the voiceless. Domestic violence is prevalent in every community, and it affects all people regardless of age, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, or nationality. Physical violence is often accompanied by emotional abusive and controlling behavior as a part of much larger systematic pattern of dominance and control. Domestic violence can result in physical injury, psychological trauma, and even death. The devastating consequences of domestic violence can cross generations and last a lifetime. And that means, just for instance, and I see a lot of things on television, but it's still, this is reality. If you born into this type of stuff, you witness your parents, it's not a guarantee that you might get it, but it seems to be a pattern. A lot of people feel like if they, and it happened to men and women. It's not just only women being abused, men are being abused too. Hey, pre-retirement, how you doing? I'm just sharing some awareness about domestic violence. And I was asking a question, why do y'all think it's not easy to leave? You could just put your opinion in the chat, or if you want to come up on a panel and share your opinion, if anybody have experienced any type of domestic violence. My channel here is to uplift, not tear down. Whatever you have experienced or you have went through any of those things, you could inspire others to have, could talk about it. And my channel has always been a place where you can talk and no one be judged. I do my wellness, I do my meal preps. I'm all about uplifting. I deal with my family a lot on my channel, my own health journey also. And October is domestic violence awareness. So I'm just going to share some information. But I will drop the link if anybody would like to come up. If anybody say overcome or any of these things. If you want to share your opinion about it, you can either put it in the chat, hey, Mona, or you could come on the panel. I'm talking about domestic violence. And the question is, my question today, why is it not easy to leave? Why do you think it's not easy for a person to just say, I'm tired, I'm walking away, I can't take it no more? Because there are millions of people be abused and live and stay in domestic violence for years and years until they done went through so much, they done been so traumatized, the kids get traumatized. It just really just mess with them mentally. Why do you think people still stay? Why is it not easy to say, I can't take this no more? I can't speak. And if you have not been in someone's shoes that have, we can only speak our opinion and that's it. But if someone have went through this, I would love for someone to come on the panel and share with me, when did you say enough? I can't take this no more. Was it easy getting out of that type of abuse? Because there are people that are still, they want to leave, but they're in fear. But I'm here today to tell that person, choose faith over fear. Believe that you can walk away. Believe that you can do these things. So that's what I'm talking about today, y'all. If anybody want to come on the panel, let me know. Say drop the link and I'll drop it. But I'm just reading some of the statistics about domestic violence. Okay, like they say, it's a pattern. Domestic violence can result in physical injuries, psychological trauma, and even death. Y'all don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're in the bushes, please give me a thumbs up also. The devastating consequences of domestic violence can cross generation and last a lifetime. Although there have been substantial progress in reducing domestic violence. Hey, Joshua, how are you? Love you too. We're talking about domestic violence. If anybody has been through domestic violence and if they would like to come on the panel and share what they have experienced and how did they leave, and was it easy to leave your partner when you know that you're being mistreated in this way? Men and women both deal with domestic violence. Your children end up being caught up in the crossfire. Sometimes they be so bad where they turn to your kids. They try to abuse your kids. When they can't get to you, they'll try to take the children, or they'll try to make you feel guilty about something that they dealing with, but they'll take it out on you. That's what we're talking about today. We're doing awareness. I'm sharing information about it. And for anybody that experienced any type of domestic violence, don't hesitate to call the 1-800 number. I does have it in my description box. Okay, I'm going to finish reading. Although there have been substantial progress in reducing domestic violence, an average of 20 people are physically abused by their intimate partners every minute. Someone is getting abused every minute in the United States. They're saying that some of the violence have reduced some, but it haven't stopped. Because I guess a lot of people are starting to speak out. They're choosing faith over fear. That equates to more than 10 million abuse victims annually. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have been physically abused by an intimate partner, and 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men have been severely physically abused by intimate partner. What you were saying, domestic violence is so immature in our society. We no longer see it as something unacceptable. You're right. Because a lot of people now, they like, well, they just having an argument, or a lot of people be like, that's their personal business. I mean, people don't want to get involved. They're just like, they'll work it out. But when it start getting so violent, you can't stand those type of things. But you have to be the one to say, I done had enough. Um, they also say 1 in 7 men have been severely, men get abused just like women do. Abused by intimate partner. Millions of Americans live in daily silence, fear within their own homes. In addition, every year, millions of children are exposed to domestic violence. Hey, Miss Key, y'all hear my husband in the kitchen. He rattling those forks and spoons and How you doing, Miss Key? I'm doing some awareness on domestic violence. And my question was, why do y'all think it's not easy to leave? I know if you have not experienced those type of things, why do you think the people that are in these domestic violence relationships, why do you think they stay so long? Why do you think they just can't say, I'm done? And we can easily say we done because we haven't experienced, but if anybody that have went through this, I would love to know what did it take for you to say enough is enough. You get traumatized, your kids get traumatized, and then they get grown, then the pattern goes on. I guess if you don't want this to carry on to the next generation, hold on, y'all. Do But anyway, welcome in the chat. Hope everybody has been having a good Sunday. What did everybody have for dinner today? I did cook a little something. It wasn't much. Because I had a little takeout from last night. I still had a little bit of that, but I'm finna finish reading this right here. Okay, Miss Key said because let me see, can I put it up here? Because we don't know what they're going through in that household, and we don't know what their partner have told them. And that's true. That is so true. And that's why a lot of people don't try to get involved when it come down to this. But if you know someone that's severely getting getting really brutal hurt behind the kind of stuff, sometimes we'll sit back and won't say nothing. But if it's somebody we love going through this, we can easily tell them why you keep staying there. But until they get in their head, until they get to that point and say, look, I can't do this no more. But like Miss Key was saying, that was some sloppy. Hold on, man. My husband making up a lot of noise in the kitchen. I had to grind him out, y'all. He hitting them pots and pans in there. But let me see what Mona has said. Exactly, Joy Girl. Men getting abused is often overlooked. Fear of leaving, escaping, and not being worthy is part of the abuse. And that is so true. Like I like both of y'all answers. I like what Miss Key has said, and I also like what you said, Mona, because we'll be surprised what men have to deal with. It ain't no woman thing. It's everybody. Anybody can be going through this, and your children be the one get the worst end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Because it affect them mentally, just like it affecting the person that are getting abused. So I use my platform to be a voice for the voiceless. I try to share things that I think will help someone that is going through this. I have the number in my description box. If you know anybody or if you're one of the ones that are dealing with these type of things, there's a 24-hour number that you can call all day long. Because a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are in fear. Like Miss Key said, a lot of people won't speak on things because their partners, it might be where they're threatening them or saying something to them like, if you tell, I'm going to take the kids. If you tell, I'm going to do something to you. And then some be so sick with it, they would kill that partner and turn around and kill themselves. And they even hurt their kids. I think those are some sick individuals when they get down to that point there. I think that is terrible because that I have seen movies and I have heard of people going through that where a person be so weak-minded where they can't take rejections. When people can't take rejections, they start to get violent. They feel like, and y'all have probably heard this before, if I can't have you, nobody else will. Why take people from their kids? We see on the news a lot where couples hurting each other, men, women, and their children are left behind for your family to take care. And when I mean when your family have to take care of them, when children go and see their parents be this type of violence to one another and one of the parents end up getting killed, that is effect a child will have on them the rest of their lives. Because the first thing coming in their mind, why did my mom shoot my dad? Why did my dad shoot my mom? Why did they kill each other? Why they left me? That you will have to get those children psychological help. They have to go to school and face all this, you know, and it's sad because this is what's going on. We hear it every day. So this is basically what we're talking about today. And if anybody wants to share anything that they have experienced like this, or share some encouraging words with someone that is going through this type of behavior. Don't get me wrong. All relationships, you don't agree on everything. I'm not saying I got the perfect marriage. I'm not saying me and my husband don't agree on everything or disagree on everything. We have those times where you're not going to agree, but if it ever get to the point where he have to hurt me, I have to hurt him, some have to give. I refuse to live in that type of marriage or relationship. And I wouldn't want my children to witness those type of things. So it's I can easily say choose faith over fear. But if someone is actually living in fear, still continue to keep the faith. Because once you be in those type of relationship, they'll make you feel like you are dependent on them. Oh, she ain't going nowhere. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. We fine. Everything cool. Because that's what people want the outside people to feel and think that their relationship is this way. And behind closed doors, they be something else. You said, hubby cooking for us. Girl, you're making so much noise. Jesus. He done left out there. So I had to mute every time he go in that kitchen. I told him everything is ready. Everything is ready. So I'm asking another question. Would y'all report if y'all had a loved one? If y'all had a loved one, and I mean a close relative, and you see that they be black and blue, they try to hide themselves behind the makeup. They make excuses for why they looking the way they look, or if you never see your cousin or your sister or your mom or dad, brother or sister even leave the house, and you're like, that's not like them. Will you be concerned about them? Will you check on them? Would you report the violence? If you know that someone is abusing and hurting your loved one, I mean, they can be your close relative. I know a lot of people don't like to be in other people's business, but if you see a man dragging a woman down the street by her hair, and I mean, she's holding on for dear life, and if you're able to call and for help and just say, you can call and just anonymous. You don't have to tell your name, but if you see somebody going through that, I would. I'm just gonna be honest. I would not sit back and let no one hurt my child. If I know someone is abusing my child, my son, my daughter, or somebody I love, I'm not gonna sit back. Now, if it's just like a little argument, yeah, I see if they're working out. But when it start getting down to punching and breaking body parts and choking and all that, it don't that shouldn't happen. First thing they'll say, why you ain't minding your business? But if that's my child you beating on, I don't care if they grown or not. That's my business, because that's my child. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't like to get involved when they see these type of things go on. That's why a lot of people said we can't make decisions for our loved ones when it come down to people getting help. We can only share with them the information that they could use, but it still would have to be up to that individual to say enough is enough. But we know it won't be easy. But if you have put up with this type of relationship for years and years, eventually you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired. So I just been reading y'all about the effect every person within a home can have long-lasting negative effects on children, emotional well-being, and social and academic functioning. We be wondering sometimes, why is our kids failing at school? I mean, your first thing you wondering, what's going on in the home? Is it anything going on in the home? When your child start seeing like they're traumatized, having nightmares, they go to school, they're not eating, they're not responding to their teachers, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Don't you know those teachers gonna start asking questions? If a child come in seeing like something wrong with them, those teachers gonna try to get involved, especially if they think that child being abused also. So a lot of people feel like because they don't speak up, that don't mean people won't get involved. Because if people suspect there's domestic violence in the home, especially with children, they gonna get it checked out. They're gonna check that child out. They're gonna call child services themselves. And a lot of people would get mad when other people try to get involved. But you have to think about it. What these type of things do to these kids. We got to think about those children. I cried to the cops like a wreck, cutting onions anonymously because, Boulder, stop, Boulder. You know you ain't fat, girl, because my fat self can't run anyway if the abuser come after me. Boulder, don't you start, girl. Don't you start. But that's like I say, like when they be telling people to call and report these things, a lot of people don't give their real names. A lot of people don't. Then can you see where Mona, my girl? You see what Mona said? Mona said, I cried to the cop like a rat cutting onions anonymously because my fat self can't run. If the abuser come after me. Now, and we'll see what Big Key said. But you know, it gonna be kind of like, you know, you're gonna be really undecided whether you want to be involved. Sometimes the kids grow up and do exactly what they see the mother and father. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's be a pattern, Miss Key. It be a pattern, and that's what they were saying. The cycle need to stop. Even though they saying domestic violence, it's still out there, but it have been worse. You know, they are cracking down on these people. A lot of people some people are starting to choose faith over fear because of the fact, y'all know, some men and women feel like a woman cannot be bad by themselves. Some men say they can be bad by themselves. These days, women are doing what they got to do to survive. We might, I'm not sure, probably gonna have a woman president. That's just my opinion. So don't come in here with that. Don't come in here, Trumpsters. I'm just saying, women and men, they depend on they together, but you also can be independent. Cause I have been where men just want to, you know, some people do just stay at home by choice, or if your husband making enough money, I'll be at home too. But what I'm saying is some men think, hey, Grandma Lynn, some men think you just have to depend on them, especially when they doing these type of things to you. But it don't have to be like that. You can love me, you can care for me, but you just don't have to hurt me. And that's what I'm showing this right here. I'm talking about domestic violence today because there are millions of people out here in the world that are going through domestic violence. They're living in fear. They be afraid to speak on what they're going through because their partners, they either tell them, if you speak, if you talk, what they gonna do, they threaten them, they threaten their lives, they probably do something to the children. So I have read to y'all the National Child Traumatic Stress Network. It has compiled a list. This right here's a article I'm reading from where they're talking about when children have to be witnessing these kind of things for their parents. It affects them mentally. They have to get help. And there are numbers that you can call. Like I said, if you're going through these kind of things, or domestic violence, think about your children. Think about what the long-term effects that it have on them. Because you still gonna have to be the one say, I can't take this no more. I can tell Mona, you better leave that man. If Mona want to stay with that man, Mona want to stay with that man. You hear what I'm saying? Until Mona get tired of being black and blue. Yeah. Like they say, love shouldn't hurt. And it shouldn't, y'all. Love shouldn't hurt. I mean, you already, you know, love is supposed to be passionate, lovable, but you don't want to be abused. Like I said, I'm not a therapist, teacher, doctor. I'm not any of those things. I'm just a YouTube creator that I like to share things about things that are going on in reality. And they started this day, they declared this day in 1989. So this has been going on for 30 some years. October always be awareness for domestic violence and breast cancer awareness. And I try each month, I try to share different awareness and put out information about different things that talking about. Y'all had some good points. Grandma Lynn, you still in the chat? The question I was asking was, why you think it's hard for people to leave? I'm at my husband. Ernie, why you think people stay in abusive relationships? Why do you think they stay in domestic violence relationships? My question was, Is it easy to leave someone? I'm asking my husband, y'all trying to see what he's saying. Is it easy to leave someone in a domestic that's dealing with domestic violence? You know, people argue, they disagree, but when they start punching each other and giving one black eyes and breaking each other arms and all that kind of stuff, you don't have to sit there. Let Ernie break my arm. Let him pull me out that house. I already can't. I'm like, Mona, I already can't run. Boy, you'll see all my brothers coming over here. Hey TNT, how you doing? I'll ask my husband, and then the question is to y'all: why is it hard for people to leave those type of relationships? And I'm gonna give you some reason why a lot of people say they stay in those. You gonna pull me out the house? You gonna pull me out the house? Yeah. Y'all hearing, don't you? My husband said he gonna pull me out the house, y'all. Y'all hear it on video now. No, he husband ain't violent. You know, me and him have our moments. He be thinking he right. Sometimes I think I'm right, but it don't come down to us punching, you know. I mean, it's ways of working around that. But but this is a pattern. If you're in a pattern, like a lot of people see their parents go through a lot of that stuff, and they feel like, well, I might as well beat on my wife or beat on my husband, because they see they was born into that type of stuff. They was born in that, and then let's see what TNT said. People stay. Let's see what she say. How you doing, TNT? I saw you dancing, girl. I saw that video. People stay in bad relationships because they are scared to leave. But why do you think they're scared to leave? Why do you think it's hard for them to leave, Grandma Lynn? Do you have input? Anybody want to come on the panel? Y'all can come on the panel and share. I'm gonna read to y'all why some of the things they say why people are afraid to leave. Like I said, people out here doing bad by themselves. These women saying they can be bad by themselves. The men saying they can be bad by themselves. You don't have to put up with that type of stuff. Because people, it's just people doing some of the crazy stuff. And we see it on the news. We see it on these movies. And it's really happening. They turn around and kill the wife, kill themselves, letting their children witness them killing their parent. And then some fools even turn around and hurt their children, because that's just how sick they are. If my husband would get like that, I don't think my husband, that's one thing about him. It don't take much, but he ain't just the type of person that'll just be that way. My husband, he real quiet, but don't let him get started now. He will get wind up. But he, you know, me and him been together 35 years. Like I said, don't nobody agree on everything. You gonna have those disagreements, but when it come down to somebody being somebody else punching bag and going through all that, but we can easily say, "Oh, you shouldn't be with him," or "You shouldn't be with her." But until you get to that point in your life where you say, "I can't take it no more," and then some people be scared to just leave, like you said, because they be threatened. And then if they got children involved, they try to threaten them by taking their kids, or they'll just do some of the silliest things, you know. If anybody want to come on the panel, I will drop the link. But I'm going to say, read this right here. And this is so true. A lot of people, let's see what it say right here. I had this right here, like if anybody wanted to come up tonight and share, this is what I wanted y'all to know. You're not a victim for sharing your story. You're a survivor setting the world on fire with your truth. You never know who needs your light, your warmth, your rage and courage. A lot of people are in fear to even speak about when they're living in this type of stuff. they're scared to speak on it to anybody because they hold it inside because of fear. And sometimes when they get so much and to the point, then they snap. They snap and they don't tell them what might happen. Like I said, men and women both get abused. So if anybody got anything they want to share, if anybody is a victim that want to come and share about what it took for them to leave, what did they have to do? Was it easy? The couples fighting in the mall or a public place, would you step in? Especially one was much younger, older. Just, Now I have like me and my daughter was at this grocery store one day up there in Columbus, and we saw a couple out there. We saw a couple out there fussing, and I'm like, T. They was at that Piggly Wiggly store, not too far from T, right? Oh yeah. And they was out there fussing, and we say that because sometimes when you see people out there fighting, now if they're a couple. And sometimes people would try to break them up. And then again, when you try to break them up, you end up getting the worst end of the stick. So we just stood there at the parking lot. We was in the car really. And my daughter had went in the store. Me and the great kid was just like, I said, oh Lord, I hope these folks don't pull out no guns in there. Hold on. But y'all in the chat, y'all answer that question right there for Mona. Let's see what y'all say about that. I got a phone call. My granddaughter. Mona had asked me if a couple be fighting in the mall or a public place, would you step in? If you see somebody out there fighting in a public place, I'm asking my granddaughter. My husband said you don't get. My husband said he won't help because he said you might get hurt. I'm asking my granddaughter. Y'all, if somebody would to get this fighting over there where you work at, like a couple get this fighting where you work at, would you try to step in and help? My granddaughter said they ain't got nothing to do with her. But I'm just saying, so y'all would sit there and let somebody beat a woman. No, not be for real now. My granddaughter work at my granddaughter work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, y'all. And I asked her, I said, if you see a couple fighting now, would you help them? So what I'm supposed to do? Throw a piece of chicken at them? Go. What time you get off? And my husband told he wasn't getting involved, but now if I see something, and I go and make a call anonymous now. If I see what a man about to kill somebody, if you witness somebody about to get killed, y'all won't say nothing. Y'all won't say nothing. Huh? I probably would call the police. Yeah, don't try to step in. They gonna knock you down. My granddaughter talking about, Grandma, hey, Conscious. My granddaughter said, Grandma, what you gonna do? They'll knock you down because they know I can't run. Oh, hey, Conscious, how you doing? October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Anybody want to come on the chat and share on the panel and share what they think about My question was, and this some question where Mona asked too. If a couple start fighting in the mall, a public place, would you step in? Huh? You get off, you go back to work. Bye. How long your break was? Thank you for your input, my sweet daughter, granddaughter. Okay. Oh, that's some stuff I bought yesterday. That's some pasta. Lord, man. How you doing, Conscious? Anybody want to come up and share anything about share anything about domestic violence? Like I said, a lot of people saying they won't get involved. And then she said if one was much younger, like the man was younger, either the woman was younger, you see them out there just beating a woman. Now, I'm asking my husband. My husband said he ain't gonna get involved, y'all. Somebody you don't get involved with other people's stuff, but it's just like you just showing concern though. If you would be beating me up in public, you don't think nobody call the police. But a lot of people don't like to get involved with people, relationship and things like that. But I'm just gonna tell y'all, if I be at a public place, like we was at the mall, yesterday? We was at the mall yesterday. And I already been out there, been traumatized before when folks out there shooting. I already know how them folks, they are terrible. We witnessed a shooting and we was running. I got traumatized from that. Now I want to just jump in another person relationship problem, but if there's a way that somebody can help somebody, yes, but still, if you can witness people getting beat up, you can witness people doing all this stuff, then the next day you'll see them still with that person. So a lot of people be like, why you waste your time or getting killed or getting hurt when they gonna be right back together the next day? And that's why a lot of people don't like to get involved in people relationship. But I'm talking about domestic violence. When you seeing somebody getting punched, I mean, just constantly getting punched, and they just standing there just in fear. Yeah, I report it. I probably won't leave my name, but I would report it because I wouldn't want to see nobody do my child like that. So those were some good questions. And that was what we talking about today, sharing and helping one another, but it always come back to you helping yourself. It always come back to you helping yourself. If you get tired of being black and blue, being embarrassed in public, but you got to be the one to say, enough is enough. I can easily say, yeah, I'll leave, but if I've never experienced none of these things, I can't say that. But that's why they always say when people need help, you got to want to say you want help. You can give people the information to go to call, places they can get information from, places where they can go to, rehabs, or get someone to help them. But you still got to want to do it for yourself. Conscious, how you been doing? I would love to hear your input, Conscious. Why do you think people don't leave these type of relationships? Wow, it's scary, right? I agree with grandbaby. Read your message in the chat. What you said, TNT? Oh, you put a short out today? Okay. Let me see, can I go back up? My granddaughter's about grandma. What you gonna do? My granddaughter she know my situation. She know I'll never want to be in a position where. What did you say? I probably missed it. It probably done went up too far. Let me see. What did you say? What did you say, TNT? My granddaughter talking about grandma. What you think I'm supposed to do? My granddaughter work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? And she be seeing all type of people coming in there. They be saying all types of things. And I just told her, just be safe, especially be like, cause my granddaughter's young, right? It be a lot of older people coming in. They be saying stuff, and I just tell her manager, I told her just show good customer service, but you don't have to carry on bite with the customers. Let her manager handle that. Cause anybody go in there mess with her, I swear I go down there with my cane. I tell you, go, I do what I can do. That's all I'm gonna say. Mona said, Journey go, why it's scary, right? I agree with your granddaughter. She work at KFC. Respect customers. They are crazy. Call a cop, then snack a potato. Oh boy. Call a cop, then snack on a potato gravy in the corner. Oh, you crazy. You said, oh, this what your comment was? That I would call the police, but I would not get in nobody's mess. And that's true. You know, my husband said too that he won't get involved. But we try to, they ain't what I want to put it up. We try to do the right thing. Hey y'all. How's everybody doing? October is breast cancer awareness month. So I love my chat. I love y'all input. Yeah, I saw Conscious in here. I wanted to hear what her and Grandma Lynn would say. A lot of people, they didn't put up with so much for years, We know people put up with a lot of abuse for years. Look, now, think about Tina Turner, right? Y'all remember Tina Turner, the movie Tina Turner, right? I'm going to speak about Tina Turner. Angela Bassett played that movie right there, y'all. But I also read some of the things Tina Turner was saying, too. I also read some of the things she was saying about the abuse, And y'all saw how the movie was. Tina Turner was really living in domestic violence. But she was a strong woman, though. She was very strong. She put up with it for years. She stayed as long as she could. At first it seemed like she was dependent on her husband. But the abuse kept her going. It was getting stronger and stronger. So she had to find a way to get strong about it and leave him. Y'all remember the movie Tina Turner, right? When her husband was beaten up. But she got strong. But he almost killed her. But she eventually got strong. What is that, TNT? Oh, a short? Your channel? Okay. You said let the police take it, but yeah, but y'all remember that movie about Tina Turner, right? Okay, that's something you did today. I know I seen you dancing on a video. But yes, I have to applaud Angela Bassett for playing that part, y'all, because she did that. Even Tina Turner said Angela Bassett did a good job. She did a good job playing her, and I don't think I could have did. I don't think I could have pulled off how somebody else had abused somebody else, but she did that. But I liked that movie, and I liked the way how Tina Turner, she took much as she could. He was beaten up. He had her black and blue. Everything she did, it seemed like it wasn't good enough. And see, that's what a lot of the abusers do. They blame other people for what they can't do. Yeah, she did. A lot of abusers that abuse people, they had this problem. It could be somebody in their family that did that to them, their parents, or their parents that did it to each other. And they already be traumatized. You see what I'm saying? And see, it's a cycle. It's a cycle what people go through. And you got to stop that cycle. And it's sad that a lot of it take death for some people to get out those type of relationships. When you can just call and see can you get help or walk away. But I know it's not that easy to walk away. It's not that easy to walk away. But I was gonna read to y'all some of the main reasons why people stay with their abuser, why they say it's not that easy to walk away. What y'all had for dinner today? Y'all can put in the chat. My husband left out the kitchen now, y'all. I ain't got him mute now, cause honey, he was in there hitting on those pots and pans. He was in there hitting on those pots and pans. This right here said, why do victims stay with their abusers? Generally, victims stay because fear. I told you, it's fear. It's fear. They're afraid to leave. Fear of living in a greater than fear. They fear of leaving, and they also be fear of staying. Because the fear of leaving is greater than the fear of staying. Fear of unknown can be a powerful reason for staying put. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't leave because they feel they're safer if they stay in that type of relationship until they get strong enough. Yeah, she did. Until they get strong enough where they think they can just walk away. And then when you got children, it does make you think, especially if you don't have any type of work or job, and if you just depending on that person to take care of you and the children, it probably would be hard to just walk away until you just have enough faith and start believing in yourself and saying to yourself, I can do this without that person. Until you realize that person is bringing you down instead of trying to lift you up. Because that's what be happening. A lot of people, sometimes your own mate, sometimes your own significant other can be jealous of what you got going on. If they see that you making a better pay than them, or they see that you doing good, a lot of people envy their own significant others because they feel like they don't want, let me tell you, a lot of men are like that. They don't want that woman to be the breadwinner. They think that, well, I'm the king of this castle. Well, get out and get a job. Get out and do what you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? If you feel like you're the king of the castle, if you don't want to be the breadwinner, some men do get mad when women are making more money than them. But like I said, times are different now. People are not just sitting up here taking anything. They fighting back. They are fighting back. They fighting back. And if you got a husband or a boyfriend and you got a big size teenage child, do you actually think that child gonna come in and let you hit their mom? No way. These children will kill you about their mama. If they're able to get next to you or get to you, they'll kill you about their mama and their dad. But I'm just saying, people are not laying down taking abuse like they used to. It's still out there now, but people are fighting back. Them kids will pull up something and knock them out too. Shoot. This generation of these kids now, these children ain't playing. Some of these children be already loaded. Some of them be packing. You hear me? I don't put them past this generation we got coming up now. I don't put them past this generation now. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and let nobody slap on their mom or their dad and feel like they ain't gonna get involved. It'll be just a fight. But times have changed. People are standing up for themselves. Where some women and men have been weak in some of those areas, they are standing up and they're having faith. They feel like, look, they look at their circumstances, they look at their financial situation. If a man been taking care of you all your life and feel like, look, they make you feel like you can't go nowhere. They'll make you feel like you're dependent on them until you just at the point where you say, I can't take it no more. I can't take it. This ain't me. A lot of baggage will wear you down. That's why, that's what you say, TNT. She said something about the children. Sometimes they stay because of the children. Yep. That's one of the reasons also. The children. And that, I think that's one of the main reasons too. That's why us single women should not do a wife. That's why us single women should not do a wife during what you mean? I mean, that's why us single women should not do a wife. Can you explain that? Because I'm trying to see what you meant by that. I'm trying to see what you meant by that now. I got the part about why single women should not do a wife thing, or if that's what you're saying. Okay. I'm trying to understand this statement right here. But what I'm talking about today is domestic violence. And I was saying, why is it hard? I was saying it's not easy to leave. It's not easy to leave your significant other after you've been in probably a marriage for a long time, a relationship, but you don't still have to sit there and take the abuse though. I don't care how long you've been with somebody. You could be just married somebody and just been with them a week. If they putting their hands on you and you just can't take it, you don't have to stay in it. You don't have to stay in that. You don't. There's a common reason why people stay in abusive relationship include fear. Fear is the number one thing why people don't leave, because of fear. A person will likely be afraid of consequences if they decide to leave their relationship. That will get back to what Ms. Key had said. Some people don't leave their relationship because of what their partner have said. They probably threaten them. Oh, okay. They probably threaten them. Oh, girl, stop. Stop, Mona. Stop, Mona. You are my little fat self like you. My little fat self. I'm trying to get some of this stuff out. But that what Mickey was saying too. Why a lot of them be scared to leave because they partner probably threaten them, probably tell them, if you leave, I'm gonna take all the money. I'm gonna take the kids. I'm gonna get the cars. They bring up things and tell them what they gonna do to them. To me, I think that's a very weak person to say that. Tell a person they gonna leave and they're gonna take everything from them, knowing they got children. So yes, fear. Fear is the number one. A person will likely, like I said, they're afraid. This could be fear of their partner actions or concern over their own ability to be independent. Because as a person has been with somebody for years, their partners will make them feel like they can't make it without me. They ain't going nowhere. I guarantee she gonna be here tomorrow. They have it where they threatening them. But don't never let a person make you feel like you can't do anything, even if it be hard. Sometimes you have to just take a leap of faith. Sometimes you have to step out on faith and do these things. Even though people probably put you down, they probably say this, they probably say that. But still to keep yourself encouraged and keep yourself motivated, especially when it come down to call. A lot of men feel like you got to depend on them. And women are making just as much money as men these days. And they being bad by themselves. So these are just some of the things why people say it's not that easy to leave. Fear, control. Victims might feel that they have more control by remaining in a relationship. And see, that's it. They try to control their mind. They don't want to go nowhere. Cause they pay the bills. They feel like you gotta be just at that house, cooking and cleaning. Don't have a mind of your own. They could be at work still controlling, telling you what to do at the house. That is mind control. And you don't have to have that. So fear and control is one. Promises of reform. The abuser may promise that the abuse will never happen again. Yep. They can be and bust you up in the eye. One day, they'll come home, bring you flowers. They'll say, it won't happen again. I promise you, it won't happen. And then, because of fear, you accept it and still stay. He abused you today, brought you flowers the next day. Then the next day, he come back and abuse you again. That is, he got control over you. They let him know how much control he got over you. And then trying to, okay, let's see what Mona said. Then you mean filling a role as a traditional role model wife. I hear you. We go, okay, that's what she said. Okay, that's what it meant. Okay, thank you for explaining it, because I was trying to get the understanding of what she was saying. We go to put up with abuse, then admit defeat and disappoint our parents. That's true. Okay, let me see what TNT said. And then trying to isolate the one from the family and friend. Yes, it's a lot of that too. That's why I said that's what they call control right there. Because they already got you in fear, and they already like, well, I brought some flowers, so everything good, we good. Then any little thing tick them off, and then they want to do abuse again. So we know fear, control is one. And I'm going to go on and wrap this up because I know it's getting late. I know some of y'all probably got to get up and go to work or whatever. What time it is? I'm going to wrap this up in a few more minutes. Promise of reform and guilt. Victims may feel guilty because they believe the abuser is sick and need their help. You see, a lot of them do that. They make that woman feel like they about to die. Like something wrong with them. You can't leave me, baby. They'll make you feel guilty and you'll stay. And that's what a lot of them do, y'all. Make another person feel guilty. Hey, Conscious, how you doing? What is your input on domestic violence? Why do you think it's not easy for a person to leave? That was my question. Why do you think it's not easy for a person to leave out of domestic relationship? And I was just naming some things about why they stay. They stay because they be in fear. They stay because they control them. They make them feel guilty about what they do and what they don't do. They make them stay with them because they feel like they're helpless. Like, well, she ain't gonna go nowhere if she know I'm sick. But it still come back to that mind control, y'all. That's when they think they got you there. And then a lot of people stay love. Victim might say they have strong feelings for their abusers, especially if they have children together. They may also remember the honeymoon period when the relationship seemed wonderful. What they said, love don't supposed to hurt. I'm not going to sit here and say you're not going to disagree. I'm not going to sit here and say I have the perfect marriage, because we have disagreements. Some things we agree on, some things we don't. But it haven't got to the point where he make me black or blue, or I make him black or blue, and he make me feel guilty, or he's got control of my mind. That's not happening. So the people, hey, Tuber Chat, we're talking about domestic violence. And the question I was asking, why people just can't leave. People can't leave because they feel like they love the person. They make them, then the abuser make them feel guilty. They don't want to leave because of fear. They don't, hey, Frank, they don't want to leave because of their children. And a lot of women and men don't leave out these abusive relationships because that person make them feel so bad about themselves. They make them feel bad about, thank you, Tuber Chat. They make them feel bad about themselves because they put them down. The abuser have them feeling like they the lowest something on earth, or make them feel like they the lowest person on earth. It's a lot of mind control when it comes down to domestic violence. And those are some of the reasons why people won't leave relationships, because they feel like, I don't have nowhere else to go. But that's not true. You can always start over. No, it ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But you have to be able to find a way. You have to have faith over fear. Because fear is one of the biggest problems when it comes down to these type of things. Fear. Because they're afraid. Because they done been with somebody for so long. They have somebody pay all the bills. They do everything, but then they come home and beat them up and make them feel like they're less of a woman. You don't have to put up with those type of things. It's more women than men. Okay, hold on. How you been doing, Frank? It's more women than men that do that. I hate to say. What, Frank? What, make men feel guilty, or they make each other feel guilty? So you saying a lot of women do that to men, make women feel guilty and control? Because that's what we're saying, why people won't leave, because the other partner feel like they have to have that control. They feel like they try to make that person feel guilty about themselves. Okay, when you met me, just for example, if anybody want to come on the panel and share their opinion, I still got a little time. If y'all want to come up and share your opinion. A lot of people feel like, so me and you together, you knew when I met you, I didn't have a job. Okay? You knew I didn't have a job. You said you're going to pay all the bills. You're going to take care of me. Then you want to flip a script once I get in that marriage and get in that relationship. You want to start getting violent. But you already know I didn't have a job. You already put it where I'm going to be a sit-at-home wife and take care of the children. But now you want to start flipping on me. You want to start abusing me because I decide I want to just go to the gym, things like that. In other words, you decide you want to just live. But they want you to just stay in that house. They want to have control. But it don't have to be that. Also, stay in an abusive relationship. Yeah, I see what you're saying. TNT said go both ways. It's really a mind control thing, because your vows, if you're married, you know they say for rich or poor, sickness and health, all those things come with that. But ain't nowhere in our vows where we have to stay and take an abusive relationship or have somebody to make us black and blue. I don't see that written nowhere. Vows, the Bible might speak on how sister turning against sisters, brothers turning against brothers, family turning against each other. But I have never seen where they said you got to stay in a abusive relationship or stay with somebody that's treating you in that kind of way. Just because they paying all the bills or they doing this, they doing that. You don't have to sit there and be nobody punching bag. You really don't. You don't have to be nobody punching bag. You got to use some of that common sense up there. That's where they think they got you at right now, y'all. I'm over here messing with these buttons over here now. I'm over here messing with these buttons. But I have a link if anybody want to come up. The question was today was, it's not easy to leave. And why do y'all think it's not easy to leave? So I just I'm back. Miss Rhonda hit something. I gotta not okay. That's what Frank said. Hold on. Anybody want to come up? If anybody have been in any type of domestic violence or anything they would like to share over here, we're over here to uplift and not tear down. I can drop the link if you would like to share with me. How did you leave? Was it easy to leave that type of relationship? Was it easy? How did you leave? What did you do? And how do you feel now since you have left? Not many men will stay in an abusive relationship. I'm just speaking, amen. Yeah, there it could be both way, but I think the men, but men do get abused also. Men do get abused also. Let me see what Mona had said. Yep, men do get abused. They really do. They just don't want them. And then they turn around and abuse their children just because of the fact that's just how they is, sick in the mind. Frank, men are more often the abusers toward girls and women. Okay. Let's see what GNT was saying. But if anybody that been through any of this type of thing that they would like to share, like I said, over here, no one to be judged because this is not just television, this is reality. Like I said, I talked about Tina Turner. I talked about her because she was strong, even though Angela Bassett played her in the movie. But I did read Tina Turner's story out of her own words, how much she took from Ike. She was she was dependent on him until she got to the point where she had to get strong. I mean, she had to get strong in the mind. He knew he had her. He knew her weakness. He knew only thing she wanted to do was sing. And he knew how to manipulate her. He knew how to do all those things to get her to feel like she wasn't going to be able to make it without him. But I was so glad. Boy, when she got out that car, even though she was beat up she was tore up from the floor up, but she got strong. She got strong mentally. She got strong mentally. And that's what it gonna take. Who somebody saying bye. Let's see who that said. Well, I'm going now and get some things. Okay, TNT, I enjoyed you. Y'all make sure y'all check out TNT. She over there dancing, y'all. She over there dancing. Do y'all think men are abusive because often when they little boys and push or bully girls, the moms say they only teasing or like them? That's what they would say, but it seemed like the men always seem like they are the one with the most statistics to say they are the abusers. I mean, from what I've been reading, like the men's are they do the most abusing, but they also get abused also. And then it can be a cycle. It can be something that they seen their parents do. And it passed on over to them. Because a lot of people, like they said, hurt people. A lot of people see this type of stuff growing up and then they don't get the help they need. Instead of getting counseling and people know their children are getting traumatized through some of these things and they still stay in these type of relationships, but your children are the ones that getting the worst end of the stick because it can affect them long term. It can affect anybody long term if they don't get out that kind of relationship. If they continue to keep having their children in there, they keep having their self in there. I feel like most people got abused come from watching their parent. Yeah, that's what I just said. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. That's what it is. It's something they have seen, but still too, why would you want to do that to your wife or your husband because your dad or mom did it? That should be something to tell you, I don't want to be that type of way. I don't want to have my children raised in that type of behavior, or, because they feel like, ooh, make sure he's showing that, y'all. I went down a little bit too low that Frank. Gotta make sure I'm right up here now. No, I ain't gonna show nothing. But anyway, but this is reality, y'all. We can see stuff on television, but this is real. This is happening in real life. I mean, every day. Like they said, let me see what they said. One out of, I'm gonna read this again, what they said. I got it in here. And a lot of people blame others for when they be abused at a child, or when they have witnessed these things. They take it out on other people because they are not able to deal with it. They're not able to deal with it. Oh, okay, Frank, you never done that? That's great. That is so great. Men have violence both in language and physicality, but women can have temper too. Abuse and abuse. That's right. Verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. You can abuse a person with those words. You can abuse a person just by saying the meanest and the lowest things to them. Word, I don't care what nobody say. Words do hurt. They be talking about sticks and stone may not hurt my bone. When they say sticks and stone may hurt my bone, but words don't never do it. However that went. Yes, they do. Some words do hurt. Some words, and a lot of people are not able to take those type of things. That's why it's over here. Love shouldn't hurt. This is what I'm sharing today. Love should not hurt. I'm sharing awareness. Love should not hurt, y'all. 1 in every 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. An estimate 1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. Most cases are domestic violence and never reported to the police. Witnessing violence between one parent is the strongest risk factor of transmitting violence behavior from one generation to the next. Beware. And that's what we were saying about the cycle, y'all. If you witness your parents doing this, it's just like, no, it don't have to go to you. You don't have to do it. But 9 times out of 10, they said this is what happened when you brought up in that type of stuff. It go on to the next generation. But you don't have to live that way. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself want to be beating on somebody, or you want to be thinking in your punching bag, hit something else. What you said, Frank? Let's see. I came close when I was with my ex. I had to leave her alone. Yeah, I think you had shared that before. Wow, Frank. I know it's late, but if you want to come up and share it again, because I think I remember you talking about it one time on my show. Because, I be talking about domestic violence a lot over here. And but you did the right thing, Frank. So how long did it take for you to walk away? I mean, you know how you been in a relationship for so long, and you know, like I was saying, some people put up with abuse and things for years and never even, like they said, some people don't even report it. Some people just say, I'm just gonna hope today be tomorrow be a better day, or they be praying that things get better until you get to the point where you say enough is enough. And that was I was asking, what did it take for you to walk away, Frank? Did something happen? Did something happen where you said, I can't do this? In other words, sometimes, I don't know if any of y'all believe this or not, sometimes God will speak to you, or maybe somebody in your family can get to you and tell you, you don't want to go that route. Mona said Frank was in confrontation recently with an elderly woman at the market. You okay? Was she? Oh, you talking about what Frank was talking about on his video that day? Well, I had shared it. Mona talking about that video you shared. I think I shared your video where you was saying a message or something. You had left a message, and she was just wondering, was you okay, Frank? Okay. You said it took a while. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Can't no one, if you have never been through this type of situation, I could easily say, yeah, you should walk away. But until you have walked those shoes or have been at that particular moment or point in your life and have experienced it for yourself, you can talk about it. So we're just only speaking, our opinions and things, but I never, like I said, my husband was here a while ago, and we were asking the question about if you see somebody get beat up, would you try to stop them? My husband said he ain't gonna get in it. A lot of people see people fighting, they try not to get in people's personal affairs, but if I see where someone is getting drugged and getting hurt real bad, if I can get where I can make a call, I'm gonna make a call. If it have to be anonymous, I don't want to see nobody get killed and get drugged down the road and stuff like that. Okay, Frank said, Mona says good. You walked away. Amen. Frank said, I looked in the mirror and didn't know myself at all. For real, Frank? Wow. So in other words, Frank, you could have snapped, right? You could have snapped, but you realize it. You probably, when you did look in the mirror, you probably said, is all this worth it? Because you could have been locked up. You would have been locked up. We probably would have never met you, Frank. Because you wasn't on YouTube then, were you? Were you on YouTube when all this happened? If you had did all that, we probably would have never met you, Frank. You probably would have never been able to share what you did. Because I know you did share some of that on my panel. You had came up on the panel one day. We was talking about it. And I have heard you over there on your channel speak on it too. You wasn't on YouTube? Okay. But you realized that, after you went through it for a while, you saw what you went through you realized it wasn't worth losing your life. Because a lot of people don't realize that how a lot of these people do. They abuse people in front of their kids. When a person want to leave them, just for else a couple be getting into it all the time, and it's about another person. The man found out his wife. I'm just saying, for example, a man found out his wife had somebody else, or he found out that his wife wanted to leave him. Before she even get ready to go out the door, he gonna kill the lady. Then he turn around and kill himself. That ain't nothing but the devil. Then you do this all in front of the children. Don't you know your children gonna have long-term effect about what happened? They witness you killing their mom or their dad. You know? People get traumatized from all this stuff. You know? But until you get at the point where you said, I done had enough, but you gotta want to get the help. Like Frank said, he looked in the mirror, and that's what we all do. When I look in the mirror, sometimes if there's something about my body, I say, oh, I need to work on this some more, or if it's something that I know I need to do, nobody have to tell you that. You could already know for yourself. You see what I'm saying? And Frank probably already knew that he needed to probably make a change. Did you have people in your family? Did anybody in your family knew what was going on? I know sometimes you have relatives. They might say, well, man, don't be you ain't got to keep putting up with that or whatever. Some of your relatives don't like to get involved in people's personal relationship. But if they see where they think that you're going to hurt yourself or somebody going to get hurt behind all that, sometimes you have to say something. Whether they listen to you or not, at least let them know, look, man, it ain't worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay. Because I learned that my real father, oh, wow. I learned that my real father was abused of my mother 2 years I left my ex. What? But you did not carry on the cycle, Frank. You stopped it. A lot of people, they go and do it. Like, what's the heck? You know? I mean, you know, I don't know. I know you had brought it up and told us about why y'all was going through that, but I forgot because that was like when I first started being on YouTube. You know, remember you used to come over here and you used to be on my panel all the time. I remember you sharing it about what happened, but I had forgot some of it. So was it about somebody else? Was it about another person being involved, or was it because of another person being involved? I feel like it just, I don't know. Maybe I can't really say, but this is my opinion. If it get to the point where you can't get along, you don't want each other, it just ain't working out, you have to swallow your pride, move on. Why hurt somebody in the process? And that's for either or a woman or a man. Because a lot of people don't know how to take rejections. A lot of people don't know how to take rejection. They try to use things against you to make you feel guilty about something you don't even know nothing about. Sometimes you can be caught up in situations and you can end up getting the worst end of the stick. But I'm glad you were strong, Frank. Okay. I'm glad you were strong. Yeah, I thought that what you said. I just didn't want to, I wanted to make sure I was, saying the right thing. Yeah, she was cheating and she was accusing me of doing the same thing. Okay. And that's what, that's how a lot of this stuff end up like that. It be something they doing, but they want to accuse you of doing it. You know what I'm saying? It be something that's what they always say when they come want to start with you. And all of a sudden, you could had a good meal cooked on the table. You don't have to be cooked for your husband or wife. I mean, you can have everything laid out for them. I mean, you can wash their clothes, you can cook them a good dinner, and they still come on wanting to start about something. And you could be like, what did I do? The only thing I did is fix them a nice dinner, had everything laid out for them. But when people be doing things like that, it's something that they want to do or it's something they've been doing. You really have to pay attention to those kind of things. You really do. Because a person be nice to you I mean, they're doing everything that you think possible to make this marriage and relationship work, and they still act like they don't want to do right. It's not you, it's them. It's not you, it's them. Oh, where's that right? Amen. Yeah. But people feel like they can have that kind of control over you because they do things for you. But hey, like I said, we might be finna have a woman president. Never know. I'm just saying, it ain't just picking on the men. Women now, they just about doing everything by themselves. They raising these kids by themselves, and there's still some men out here raising their kids by themselves. You don't have to depend on nobody that's treating you bad. Be bad by yourself. Be bad by yourself. I mean, mind over everything. Choose mind over everything. Choose fear over faith. Choose faith over fear. I mean, and we witness these things every day. And a lot of people be afraid. They be afraid to speak on this. They do. They be afraid to speak on this. Like they don't want to report it because they don't have nowhere else to go. The funny thing was, okay. The funny thing was God kept telling me she was sleeping around with different people until it got revealed. And you know what, Frank? Sometimes you don't have to say nothing. You don't have to do nothing. It will be revealed. What they always say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. You don't even have to say one word. You don't have to say one word. You really don't. That's why I say you have to be careful. You really have to be careful how you treat people, especially with somebody being good to you. Realize that all those things can be taken away from you. They always say you'll miss, what they say? You don't miss that well till it run dry. And that's what they always say. Yep. So this have been a good topic. Like I said, I try to share awareness. And if you know anybody like Frank, I would say you was a victim also. You was an abuser. I would say you was the victim because if God hadn't spoke to you, and if you hadn't came to the light, you probably wouldn't consider abuser. But I would say you was the victim because you took whatever. I mean, you was there, you stayed with. I don't know how long y'all stayed together. You probably didn't want to just face it like, no, you don't want to believe that she did this to you. But until you, like you said, things start revealing, you start seeing things, and eventually it came true. And sometimes it takes things to happen in order for us to know, in order for us to see for ourselves. This just wasn't for us. This wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. So anybody that's going through any type of domestic violence, there are 1-800 numbers that you can call 24 hours a day. A lot of people be afraid to speak on it. A lot of people be afraid to speak to people about their situation. But sometimes it even hurt you to hold those things in. You know, it had you feeling like, what did I do wrong? You're still trying to figure out, what did I go wrong? It didn't even have to be nothing you did. But they want to make you feel like you did something wrong. Yeah, the truth always come out. Absolutely. Hold up, Frank. Okay, what is it? If I didn't know God, it would have went left. Woo! You better say it. You better say it. It is good knowing that you know the man above. It's good knowing that he had put you in that position to see the things that you had to see without even getting yourself in trouble. Sometimes, what you said the other day, we sit back, we watch, we listen, we observe. If you sit back and watch, listen, observe, you'll see a lot. It will be revealed to you. It will be revealed to you. And you don't even have to pick up your finger. You don't have to even pick up your fist. God will put it just where you can get it. He watches over us. I mean, y'all up and preach now, but he watches over us whether we believe it or not. He knows what path to take us. He knew what you was in, Frank. He was gonna see how strong you was. Because he know if you had to went through it, what you thought you was gonna do, you know it wasn't but the devil. Yeah. He watches over us. I don't know. I was on a live when I was on my live the other day. Somebody came in my chat, so they be talking to God. I said, I do too. I said, my kid be like, Grandma, who you talking to? I said, I'm in one of my spirits right now. They be laughing. Y'all don't be laughing at me. I said, y'all better try it. They were like, but Grandma, I said, I'm talking to God. That's who I'm talking to. They be looking at me like I'm going crazy. We might not see him, but he's there. He be in our presence every single day. He put us in situations. Sometimes God will put you in a situation just to see how strong your faith is to the street. He try to put you in these situations because he wants you to get closer to him. I haven't been there. I know. God will answer for us. We don't need to say not one word. Not one word. But goodness, words jump in my tongue. I know. Words jump on my tongue all the time. Sometimes we have to hold it, girl. We have to hold that tongue, y'all. Let's hold that mule. Look. Yes, Lord. Yep, but this has been a good topic. Grandma Lynn, I wanted your opinion. I did wanted your opinion, but I'm so glad, Frank, that you wasn't, I'm glad that you were stronger than what you was. You saw that relationship. You saw how things was turning out. But you said you looked in the mirror and that's all it takes for you to see who you are. Hey, Conscious, I'm still waiting on you and Grandma Lynn opinion now before I go. The question was, why do y'all think it's hard for people to leave out of a domestic relationship, a violent relationship? I named a few things. Some people stay because of fear, control, because their partner make them feel guilt about things they can't do or what they have done for them. And it was a couple more things I had named, but one of the main things, people stay for security. They feel like their partner make them feel like they can't make it without them, and that's not true. It might not be easy, but that don't mean you cannot make it. Now, a lot of people don't like to start over, but if it takes starting over, going to a different town, going to a better environment, just getting away from that type of stuff, do that. Do that for your mindset. Do that for your children's sake. Because you stay in that type of environment, you got kids, Your kids can be traumatized. Okay, Grandma. All right, over 50 and fabulous. I got you. I'm finna read your comment. Either they don't have enough money, they're afraid of being homeless, or they're afraid of the person. Yeah, and that's what we were saying. People are just afraid. It's security. They don't have nowhere to go. Either that person is threatening them. Like I said, you know, I just was talking about the Tina Turner movie. Y'all saw how that man did her. She was so, she just wanted to be a singer. She took the beatings, she took the abuse until I guess it just got to that point where she said, I just can't do it no more. She left that marriage with nothing but her name. That's all she wanted. Because she had then got the faith. She had built up to build. She built her faith up and she got strong. And she knew she could make it. But one while, he manipulated her. He tried to make her eat cake when she didn't want to eat cake. He tried to keep her from being around her friends. He made her felt like she was below him until she got strong. And that's what it take, y'all. Sometimes we got to go through these things. Sometimes we get tested. Sometimes we have to take those licks. But do we have to stay and keep taking them? And that woman, I applaud Angela Bassett. I will applaud Tina Turner. She went through the violence. She didn't want nothing but her name because she built up the faith and she knew can make it. She knew she can make it. Yeah. Thank you for that, Grandma Lynn. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Let me see what Frank said. And I read some of Tina Turner's story, and the man, I ain't gonna say the movie wasn't true. Everything Angela Bassett played in that movie, Tina Turner went through it. She went through those type of abuse. She went through it all. That is when you got to trust in God more harder than ever. Absolutely. She found the way to get strong. Y'all saw she started doing Buddhism. She started building her strength. She started getting her mind right. Because he had just, and y'all saw he's about eat the cake, Etta Mae. Well, name Etta Mae, eat the cake, Etta Mae. Kevin said, eat that cake, Etta Mae. Etta Mae didn't want to eat the cake. But he wanted to make that woman eat that cake. It was her birthday. She had to eat that cake and she didn't want to eat it. But he had that much control over her. So she said, I don't want this cake. She walked out. She started, you can see in the movie how she had started getting stronger. Because she had started putting trust in God. And that's what we have to do, y'all. Sometimes we go through these challenges. Like me, I can say that for myself. I go through a lot of challenges. And I have been tested in a lot of ways with my faith, but it have made me stronger. I can sit here and talk about some of the things that I have overcome, and there's some things that I'm still trying to overcome, but I know I cannot do it by myself. I need God to continue to strengthen me, to guide me. So my message is to someone that is going through domestic violence. Get your faith. Choose faith over fear until you can get where you said, I'm tired. I can't take it no more. But a person that going through abuse, we can say all day, I can say on my live all night, you need to leave. But until you get tired, until you get enough, you'll have to be the one to make that decision. Can't nobody make that decision for you. So I have included a 1-800 number in my description box. If anybody that is experiencing domestic violence, call, speak to someone. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm only a YouTube creator, and I share wellness. I try to encourage, not tear down. And Frank, Grandma Lynn, Conscious, Mona, Miss Key, Joshua, whoever just shared what they felt, how they felt about this slide today and gave me some input. Thank y'all. Because there is somebody out there might see this live and they might get the courage to call if they're going through this. Because a lot of people are living in fear, y'all. A lot of people are living in fear. Like Grandma Lynn and same thing what Miss Key was saying. They be afraid to leave because their partner tell them, like, if you say so, what they gonna do to them? It's fear. They be fear. They feel like they're safer in their mind. They feel like they're safer with their abuser, but you're not. But that's how they make you feel because they think they got that kind of control over you. So I'm sharing this because this is reality. We can watch movies all day about domestic violence, but domestic violence does exist in the United States. They saying it's not. They are getting better with it because people are starting to speak out. People are speaking out, but it's been going on. They've been showing awareness for the past 30 years. 1989 was when they brought domestic violence to the, they start acknowledging it. And it still probably get overlooked. Look at the P. Diddy, all the stuff, all these stars going through stuff. It taken a lot of them 30 and 40 years to say something because they was afraid. They was afraid. They had to build that faith. Joy Girl is inspired us all. Yes, today, truly love her spirit. Thank you. You know what, Mona? If I was the way I have told y'all, if I was the way I was a few years ago, you would be surprised. I had depression real bad. Real bad. I still deal with anxiety. I'm on medication. I'm not ashamed to say. And that's what I struggle with too. But I can say I told my doctor it's going to be almost a year I haven't had a panic attack or anxiety attack because I start trusting God more. I start believing and having faith over fear. My biggest problem, because I've been traumatized. I was raped at 8 years old, and that stays with me at 55 years old. I witnessed a shooting. I was running for my life. I've been all through that. I had diagnosed with cancer. I'm dealing with chronic issues now. They keep telling me, well, we done did this. We done did that to your back. We done did this to your knees. They telling me this is something I'm going to be having probably the rest of my life. I had to keep trusting in the Lord. I don't want to cry. If I cry, y'all, because I'm happy and I can sit here and talk about it. A lot of us can't talk about some of the things that we went through and say that we are overcomers. That's why I brought my channel to YouTube. I was going through depression. My kid was like, Mom, I couldn't work. I started scrolling and found myself following celebrity news and cases. And I was dealing with my own health issues. So I said, I'm going to try to do something to keep my spirits up. I'm going to try to do something to motivate myself. And I said, why not start a channel? Why not talk about what's going on right here in real life? People are dealing with diabetes. People are dealing with blood pressure. People are dealing with chronic illnesses. People are victims of domestic violence. People are dealing with breast cancer. I have shared Alzheimer's, anxiety. I share a lot of things about awareness because this is what going on. This is what people is experiencing in life. And when it comes down to our health, it's not nothing to play with. I have fun. I laugh, I joke, but when it comes down to my serious health issues, I don't take for granted. I don't play around when it comes down to trying to do things to better things for myself. That's one thing I don't play about, my health, or trying to get better, do better, be better, or trying to do something to help others. I even be over here cooking. Y'all be seeing over here be best. Look, I cook what I cook. That's what they're gonna tell you. I put my stuff together. I ain't no chef. I share what I like to eat. But I can say I have came a long way. And I couldn't have did it without God. I couldn't have did it without him. I couldn't, y'all. I'm getting filled because I can speak on it. I can speak on the goodness of the Lord. Ooh. Thank you, Jesus. Ooh, I had a gun pointed to my head and I was playing with the person had the gun. What you say? I know Buddha would tell me about her one time. Buddha said somebody did her like that. Wow, Frank. You done been through a lot too, ain't you? Wow. I probably would have had an anxiety attack. I probably would have had an anxiety attack if somebody had a did it to me. Wow. Oh my goodness. You are strong. You are a strong man. Wow. I'm glad he didn't. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I'm glad that you didn't have to. So, Frank, how did you? I mean, I know you was praying, and that's why I tell people, prayer is a powerful thing. People can say what they want to say, but prayer does changes. Prayer changes things. Yeah, you're here for a reason. And that's what I say about myself. I'm here for a reason. We all have our purposes here. We're here for a reason. And don't never let another person make you feel that you're not. Like I said, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And hey, I'm not meant to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm my own flavor. Be your flavor. Be who you are. I'm back. And that's good. When you can been through stuff and you can talk about it, that's a testimony. You hear me? That is a testimony. Thank you. That is a testimony. A lot of people can't talk about what they go through because they think they'll be judged. I'm not here to judge no one because I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to appear to be. I just only try to be who I am. And that's it. That's it. So I'm about to end this. I have enjoyed y'all. Frank, you and Mona, Grandma Lynn, Conscious, Miss Key, whoever was in. I'm trying to make sure I don't overlook nobody. But I know y'all was in here. Joshua, I think Joshua came in here. I think Bud Files came in here. I'm not sure. And Super Chat. I want to thank y'all so much for hanging here with me. And because, I try to do awareness every month, and I hadn't shared anything on domestic violence, but I have shared some information on October of breast cancer awareness. And Wednesday, I share some more information on, talk some more about breast cancer. And I'll probably do another show about domestic violence too. But let's continue to support one another. Let's continue to try to uplift each other. We never know. Be kind to people, because you never know what battle they're fighting. You never know. People on the outside just be peeping in. They don't know what a person is going through. I have enjoyed y'all so much. I even had my husband interacting. Y'all heard him. Now he was hitting no pots and pans, but he did answer a couple of questions. He just said, and that's just how my husband. He don't, he one of those kind. He'll say something if he have to, but when it come down, that's for everybody. You don't like to get in people personal, like the husband, wives relationship. Like if they having an argument, let them work it out. But it's different when a person start punching somebody, and until they lifeless and nothing be done. I mean, that's a different story. But like I said, the person that get abused or go through domestic violence, they gotta want to get help. They gotta want to say, I can't take this no more. I done had enough. See, I can say that because I never been through it. But a person that been through it, I know it's not an easy path. But whoever that going through these kind of things, I pray that you find your path. I pray that you find your way. I pray you find faith over fear. And again, Mona said, the trauma changes how you see and treat those around you. Think it does. It does. I was in fear when we was running from them gunshots. I thought we was gonna get killed. I was in fear when I found that I had cancer. I thought I was gonna die. But I had to have faith. I had to have faith. And I'm still here. And whatever I'm going through now, I have my days. And whatever I still deal with, I know I'm going to be okay. As long as I continue to keep trusting God. And I know He's a way maker. He is a way maker. I want to thank y'all for much love to y'all too. Mwah. I love y'all so much. Thank you, Frank, for sharing that. But you had shared it. It's been a couple of years because Frank used to be on my panel all the time. Frank used to see me. I used to be doing bloopers and everything. I ain't trying to tell people. I used to have a hard time trying to get these live right. But I kept on getting it. I told Frank, oh, Frank, I can't hear you. Him and Buddha, they used to be laughing. Him and Buddha Big Key. They used to be laughing at me. But I kept on sticking with it. I said, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But I used to have a Frankenstein. I had a lot of bloopers. A lot of them. But I kept on going. I said, I'm going to get this StreamYard sooner or later. And it still get complicated at times. Now they done went up on the prices. I'm trying to find me somewhere else to do another platform. But I appreciate y'all for sticking here with me tonight. Y'all go on and enjoy the rest of y'all night. Thank you, Grandma Lynn. Y'all make sure y'all connect with everybody. I'm going to go and see what everybody did today. Grandma Lynn, did you walk today? Frank, what did you do? Conscious, what did you do today? Who else was in here? Miss Key. I know Miss Key had did something early this morning. Let's check out what each other did today. I think I did a premiere early this morning, I believe. But let's continue to stay connected, everyone. Let's continue to keep lifting each other up. So on that note, y'all continue to stay blessed, stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. And until next time, bye-bye. Bye, y'all.